Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on a Friday morning. This is the time of day that we pull a toy out of the Random Object Randomogrifier, throw it up here on this stage, and we draw it. We is in the royal we, because I'm in here by myself. Got my daughter talking to me in my ear, letting me know if you guys say anything in the chat that I need to be aware of. I've got stains on my art bench. I might do something about my stains on my art bench. Today's random object is a Styracosaurus. I don't know if we've done a Styracosaurus. I don't remember. I started a database yesterday. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I inventoried all of the random objects in the Random Object Randomogrifier. And I started the process then, and then I used ChatGPT to take the list and organize it into alphabetize it, remove the duplicates. And so I took that yesterday and I started the process of creating a database, because I'm a nerd and I like to do stuff like that. I know that shocks you guys to hear that I'm a nerd. Oh no, the guy is talking about dinosaurs in history and evolution and animals all the time is a nerd? What? How did that happen? At least I'm not talking about Pokemon or anything like that. Oh wait. We do that too around here. Doing a little composition here, trying to make sure that everything that I want to put on the drawing has room to be on the drawing, and it is where it goes on the drawing, so that when it comes time to start putting in the details, which is about where we are now, the details fit where they're supposed to go. This little toy is dark brown purple plastic, and it is difficult to see some of the details. I know it was difficult in the photo. I provide a reference photo in case you want to play along. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I started a community page on my YouTube where you can upload, if you're a subscriber, you can upload photos and talk about. So if you draw along, talk about them. If you draw along, we can all look at them and we can all see what each other has done. I thought that was pretty neat that YouTube started that, kind of like a forum. I can tell you that YouTube has added that post feature, and I use that every day to add the reference photos. And the community section is connected to the post section. So if I post something in the post section, it posts to the community section, and vice versa. I can tell you that it would be very easy for me to give up Instagram and Facebook if they keep going in that direction. Because like Instagram's nothing but bots these days. It seems to be full of nothing but bots these days. And so much of it is AI generated, you can't even tell if what you're looking at is real. That said, I do enjoy my Instagram page and my Facebook page. I just feel like they're overrun. A Styracosaurus is a ceratopsian. Ceratopsians means face horn. That's what the word means. Tops means the is it tops means horn? No, ceros means horn. Ceros means horned. Topsian refers to the fact that it's on their face. They are in the same family as, of course, Triceratops, Protoceratops. And I have to remember that this is a toy. I want to draw this as realistic as possible, but I have to remember that it is a toy, and it is not entirely accurate. And it's not a safari toy. So the people who made this were more interested in having something for kids to play with that was dinosaur related than they were the accuracy of the anatomical accuracy, and that's okay. You have to have that sometimes. It looks like the Styracosaurus from the 1935 King Kong movie. You may not be aware that Styracosaurus has been in many Hollywood productions because they are very prominent in the fossil record. And they catch the attention of a lot of different people. But they've been in all the movies. They've been in King Kong from 1933. They were in the Valley of Gwangi from 1969. More recently, they were in the Dinosaur movie and The Good Dinosaur. Those are kids' movies, cartoons. Of course, they're in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. But you don't hear them called Styracosaurus very often because it's not an easy name to say. But whenever they want some generic dinosaur, it's almost always a Styracosaurus. Even in the TV show Dinosaurs, in the TV show Dinosaurs, Sinclair's boss was BP Richfield, and BP Richfield was a Styracosaurus. But they gave him 3 horns instead of 1, so there's discussion. He could have been a Triceratops, but the designers intended him to be a Styracosaurus. These are one of the more recent iterations of ceratops. These things didn't show up in the fossil record until about 75 million years ago, which means they were only around from 75 million years ago to 65 million years ago when the dinosaurs died out. So they were very successful. There's lots of them. They just weren't around for very long. Now let's go ahead and draw them toes in. I can see those toes. Let's go ahead and draw those. Let's go ahead and draw those toes in. That might actually drive the point home that it is a toy. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's already 5:40. 10 minutes in already. Right on time. Right on time. I love when that happens. If you ever watched the television series Dinosaurs, we were regular viewers when it was on the air, and my son, last year, year before last, my youngest son binge watched the whole series. Same time he binge watched The Simpsons. And it's the little jokes that really make that show great, like the fact that the boss's name is BP Richfield. Now, BP and Richfield are two different oil companies. Sinclair is an oil company. The protagonist's name is Sinclair. You've got characters named Ethel and Ethel Phillips. Ethel from ethylene, Phillips from Phillips Petroleum. So those little jokes like that is one of the things that the attention to detail on the gags were one of the things that made that really good. Playing on the fact that Sinclair Oil used an Apatosaurus for years as its mascot. But they didn't make the Sinclairs Apatosauruses. That would have been too obvious. The Sinclairs were carnivores, I believe. Back to our Styracosaurus here. There's two main types of Styracosaurus. There's the Styracosaurus albertarensis, which is what this is. And you can tell that because it has three prominent horns isn't the right word. What do you call those things? Spikes. It has three prominent spikes on its frill. This thing in the back here is called a frill, and it's got three prominent spikes on its frill. And the other type of Styracosaur only has two on each side, and that is called an ovatus. Styracosaur ovatus. But this is a Styracosaur albertarensis. I am absolutely sure that the people who made this toy don't know that. Without a doubt, the people who made this toy do not know that. See how easy it would be just to stop there and call that done. Chat's pretty slow today. I think everybody's tired. We've had some storms roll through here in Houston. I think we're supposed to see the last of it today for a couple of days anyway. But the storms rolling through have made it really kind of sleepy weather. Don't want to get up and go to work. Don't want to come downstairs and draw. Don't want to do anything. Just want to sit, curl up under the blanket. Hey, Tasteful Thickness. Good morning to you too. Let me dry this real quick, and then we'll ink it real quick. Tasteful Thickness, that is a fantastic name. One of the interesting things about the frills on these things, Styracosaurus, no two frills, and even the horn pattern on their faces, they were completely individual. No two sets were the same, and so they're like fingerprints. I didn't turn the lights on this morning. We've been sitting here in the dark the whole time. I hope you've been able to see what I'm doing. Of course, you've probably been able to see what I'm doing, and now you can't. But they were like fingerprints, as no two were the same. And the spikes are very intimidating, but they're brittle. They didn't have very good anchors. And so, they thought initially, of course, they thought that it was for defense against predators and infighting, but the spikes are not really strong enough for that. And then they discovered a vascular network in the bone structure of the frill, much like the vascular network in chameleons, pumping blood into specific areas to change their color. And so they're speculating that the frill was more of a display, and that it might even have had the ability to change colors. I do like the fact that they call it speculating. So many times they say stuff like that, and they say, and this structure had to have been for this, when they have no real way of knowing. It's all conjecture, because the best way to know what these structures are for is to look at their descendants, and there are none. No descendants whatsoever. Died off 65 million years ago. But the fact that the frill is so large and that it might have been colorful has led them to speculate that it was probably for sexual display. Because whenever nerds can't figure something out, they go straight for reproductive system. Oh, that can't have been used for fighting or defense. That had to be sexual in nature. And so there they are, saying that frill had to be for display. But there is some evidence to back it up, because there's no, of all of the specimens they found, there's no scarring from fighting with these things. These things have no marks on the bones from being hit with the horns or the spikes. There's no sparring on the bones here in defensive wounds from being bit by predators and being able to get away. So it's not for defense and it's not for offense. It was probably more of a hindrance in eating their herbivores. So it's not like they had to use them to kill their prey. So it's not offense, it's not defense. It's more like a peacock display, and so I can see that. I can see it being that. Today's show went fast because this thing is just not that many colors. I can add some darker tones to it, but really I run the risk of overworking it if I do. See what I mean? It'd be very easy just to overwork this thing. Actually, I think it needed that. I need this bottom part to be just a little lighter than the line above it, because that makes it round. That gives it reflected light. It makes it round. So it's probably good that I came back and did that. But otherwise, we're pretty much done. Nothing left to do but clean it up. How do you spell Styracosaurus? Does anybody know right offhand? Is it O or A? Styracosaurus, right? Too late, I've already written that down in ink. Alright, so there is today's efforts. Let me get a picture of it here. We'll compare and contrast it to all the different versions. Let me turn off the fuzzy mic, because once I disconnect the camera, I can no longer tell if it's on or off. Alright, so first up, let's look at it compared to... We'll look at it compared to the photograph that I provided for you. Pretty close. It was very fast today, Mom. Mom's in the chat saying it's very fast today. It was very fast today. So there it is compared to the photograph. This might have been better suited for a Tuesday, huh? Tuesdays I have to wrap things up quickly because I have a meeting at my day job every Tuesday. But I think there we go. There it is compared to my perspective. So guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Let's see real quick what Girl 2 has pulled out of the Random randomogrifier for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have let's see what it is. It's a mystery. It's a surprise. It's a covered wagon. So tomorrow we'll do this covered wagon Saturday morning. That's my grandmother's birthday. She'll be 92 tomorrow. So I'm going to get up in the morning. We're going to go draw. We're going to draw this covered wagon. I'm going to mill about the house, and then we're all going to go eat. So that's my exciting day tomorrow. 92. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to it every day. You're my accountability art buddies. Let me have somebody to hold me accountable to my art practice, and I hope that I am inspiring you also to be creative in your lives. Be sure and tune in tomorrow, same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says, turn off your mic. That way I know that the lag has caught up to the feed and we